Derek Stingley to the Dallas Cowboys? It's been some noise about Derek Stingley possibly being a candidate for the Dallas Cowboys. It's been some reports coming out that he's been dropping. Now the question is it justified? Does it make sense? We looking at a guy by most people who's going to give him a top 10 to top 15 grade. He has a grade similar to Horn or Surtain from last year's draft. So the Dallas Cowboys getting him at 24, is that even real? I mean, because if you look around, it's been a lot of noise happening about that. ESPN talked about that. Yahoo talked about it. You seeing it from the Star. So it's everywhere. It's real. It's going around. But does it make sense? Would he even be a good pick? What you mean, boss? Well, here we go measure the Kool-Aid.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
So you can't measure the Kool-Aid without the film. So we gonna get right into his film right now and let's break him down. So I broke down this film versus Alabama as a youngster, which was also one of his best years. But we go look at it and we go kind of break him down step by step. And I included a majority of the pass plays. So y'all could just kind of rock with it as I break this stuff down. So here we go. So Stingley, we see him at the bottom right corner versus Smith. And so the way that you properly, in my opinion, grade corners and how I was graded when I was played was plus or minus. And on that play, I would give him a minus because it was clear separation from D. Smith on that end breaking cut. So this is play 2 with Stingley versus D. Smith. And we're going to grade him step by step, line by line. So here we go. Okay. One thing that's clear from that, let me get my head out the way, is he also lost on that one. You see something called a double stop. And with a double stop, when he make double stops, that's where the receiver is basically going to get clear separation because he basically stopped better than him. So you want a cornerback that's going to be able to make clear stops. And right there, I would still give him a minus on that play. So 3 minuses in a row I would give him versus Alabama because of effort on the last play, the double stop on the second play. Let's watch him on this play. Okay. Slips. Yep. And slips count against you at cornerback. So that's another negative. So right now, as a plus or minus versus Alabama receivers, even though he was young, he getting 4 minuses in a row. So let me check him out here. Another double stop. Even though the ball didn't go his way, D. Smith still had clear separation, at least 2.5 yards. So in the NFL, that's an easy completion. So I would still give that a minus. So we talking about 5 minuses in a row. So he's facing D. Smith, looks back and get beat for 6. Touchdown. Now that's a cardinal rule. You look back at the sideline while the quarterback is getting ready to take the snap. That's just concentration. That's another minus, obvious minus, and that's a concentration thing. That's a what they say in boxing: protect yourself at all times. D. Smith got a step on him. I would give him a minus on that play just because he allowed him to stack him and get a step on him. So the way that you grade corner is you got to grade every play, whether the ball is coming their way or not. You have to look and see, was there a potential separation there? Here's another one. Yep, more clear separation. And I'm going to rewind this one because I want to show you something. I want to kind of show everybody something. When you look at this particular play, this should have been much tighter coverage. For one thing you can clearly see is trips on the right side. It's boundary. The ball is on the left hash, meaning it's a short throw. With it being trips on the right side, that's pretty much man coverage, regardless of whatever zone concept it might be. And the separation that he allowed is not good at all on D. Smith. A very slow speed turn. 6 minuses, might be 7. I done lost count. So if I'm grading him from potential of what D. Smith and other receivers was doing, he's losing most of these matchups. Just looking at it real. And right here, they also had clear separation. I wouldn't really blame him for that one because he got caught up in the trash. So I get that one a neutral. But it was clear separation on that one as well. So this is Mr. Stingley versus Jerry Jeudy. Let's check him out. All right. Reaches with the wrong hand. And see, that would get you beat bad in the NFL. Reaching with improper hands, that would get you killed in the NFL. And he does that a lot. That's one thing I noticed about his film breakdown. When I'm breaking him down versus press, he's reaching with the wrong hand a lot. Another time he slips and a double stop. And that was, I wouldn't say clear separation, but separation in the win by D. Smith. So the double stops is giving him problem where he's taking 2 plant steps to stop. The double stops is getting him. So right here, the ball didn't go his way. So I give him a plus on that one. That's a give me plus, but I give him a plus on that one. So here we go again. So the issues we've been seeing so far is double stops, reaching with the wrong hand. Okay, struggling to stop again. And D. Smith just makes a big play on him. Basically, I'm going to just tell you straight up. If we grading him versus a obvious NFL receiver, he's losing a majority of these matchups. That was good coverage right there. The only thing I would knock him on is he allowed the receiver to eat up his cushion. I still give him a plus. So right now we are about 7 minuses to 2 pluses on most of these pass plays. Right there, that was a clear cover 2. I think he was very soft and lazy on allowing his guy to get outside. You can't allow a guy in cover 2 to get an easy release outside because that stretches the safety. And so in big games, here we go, inside release. And he makes the play, but I'm telling you, that's still, I will give him a minus on this for a couple of reasons. First, it was clear separation from the beginning. Number 2, his eyes are bad. Right there, you can see him looking back at the quarterback. The only reason he made that play because it was a bad throw. That was it. But D. Smith once again had clear separation on him again. So it's about 8 to 2, 8 minuses to 2 pluses. And then we just grading his pass play so far. Easily separation right there. D. Smith got him again. If D. Smith would have been a target, that's another minus. So we're about 9 to 2 in a big game. Pluses or minus. If you're grading the opportunity for D. Smith or any one of the receivers, got him again in breaking route, and it was the same route. So we now 10 minuses to 2 pluses versus NFL talent receivers. Here we go again, watching them versus the pass. So got him again in breaking route. The ball just didn't go his way. But you can see he's losing these matchups bad. That's 11-2 on a plus or minus grading. Now, because you grade them on opportunities where if the quarterback would have targeted that receiver, could he have converted? I will give him a plus on that. So we're about 11-3. Yeah, just grading not every. I took some out because some was just truly neutral, and it would have took too long to go through all the film. So right here, I will give him a plus. He had pretty good position on D. Smith, so that's 11-4 right there. That was he was in good position to make a play on that end breaking route. So checking out Stingley again here. Gives him a free release. He stacks him. He looks back. Touchdown. So I asked the question in the beginning. If he was to drop to 24, should the Dallas Cowboys get him? Well, it depends on how you grade. It depends on how you grade. And I'm going to take a quick break to talk about something real quick. The Boss Cowboy Guide is out. And so I go through analysis like this all the way through the Boss Cowboy Guide. And I have Stingley ranked pretty high. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's likely going to change. By the time the draft happens and I release my real official ranks, I'm going to tell you right now, Stingley is not going to be my top corner. Let me just be honest with you. He's not. So I want to now look at him versus the run. That was him versus the pass. I want to look at him versus the run and see if we can get some clues on him. All right. So we looking at him versus the run, and let me check him out, because this is certain things you want to see with cornerbacks versus the run. First, you want to see, do they get off blocks, especially blocks from receivers? And here he does not. Okay, just keeping it real. And then you're going to continue to see that pretty much almost continuous. To be honest, no receiver really should be able to put their hands on you in open space. Just being honest with you. For me playing a position, I'm telling you, them boys could not. Here we go again. He's stuck on blocks. And the more and more I watch him on blocks, I'm going to just be honest with you. The one thing that I start seeing, just to be honest with you, is I watch him closer and closer. He wants no point of tackling in big games. That effort right there was also poor. Just a lazy pursuit. What I see sometimes in Stingley, just watching him, especially in big games. You know, I can, grade you on games where LSU is the clear dominant team. I'd rather grade you on guys that's going to be obvious NFL receivers. Another pursuit that was poor, just very lazy pursuit, loafing to the ball. I don't care that the ball is on the opposite side of the field. You supposed to, as long as the ball is in play and the whistle is not blown, have pursuit to the ball. Here we go again. Lazy pursuit. I don't care that my other guys are rallying around that play. You never know when a guy could break open. It could happen, and you don't want to be the guy that speeds up because somebody took off. So I'm also seeing, just being honest, some lazy pursuit versus the run. And here we go again, getting stuck on the block with D. Smith, and there's no help on that play. No help. So I'm looking at him versus the run. I'm looking at him versus the pass. And just like versus the pass, most of these are minuses. And this is not judging him tackling or anything. This is just judging effort. This is judging your pursuit stuck on blocks again. Finally takes off a little bit late on that play. Just a little bit. On that one, I would give him a neutral. But just like the passing defense, mostly minus. So here we go again. Let me check him out versus this is a pass, but it's a screen. And he's once again stuck on blocks. Yeah. What I'm seeing, and I'm just being honest on what I see, drinking pure measured Kool-Aid. Stingley don't really want no action when it comes down to support this guys versus the run or on tackling. He's very late He misses a tackle right there, another minus. And this is a big game. This is a game that the scouts are out there. If you play great this game, it exponentially boosts your stock. So it's games like this that tell you a lot about these players. Just being all the way honest. And I know some of y'all gonna say this is 2019 young. Yeah, you can tell, man, he's very lazy on that pursuit. Like, he didn't want no action in that. Just looking at it, just being dead honest on what the film shows. Yeah. So here we go again, just breaking them down versus the run. Yep. The ball is going the other way. Lazy pursuit again. And these are habits. These are habits you don't want going into the NFL. I'm gonna just be honest with you. You don't want these type of habits. You want guys that show you all the time that they have excellent pursuit to the ball, that they get off blocks, that they at least available to make the play. That was actually pretty good right there. But again, he gets stuck on blocks. Like receivers, you shouldn't be able to put your hands on me. As soon as I see that it's run, get your hands off of me. And I'm headed to help my guys. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's the mentality of a defensive player that we're not seeing. Yep. So I would give him a neutral right there, because he did what he's supposed to do, because corner's supposed to have outside containment. So he does go to the outside and the running back bounce that inside towards the safety help. But that's supposed to happen. But here we go again. You can see he wants no action. He wants no action at all, because everybody clearly blocked down. You can clearly see it. Everybody blocks down. At least make a pile right here. Cut that guy, make a pile. No, you just let that guy just block you all in the end zone. You was absolutely no help at all on that play. So if I'm breaking down Stingley from that 2019 game, right, versus Alabama, first, I don't really have a lot of positive to say, because he really didn't do too much positive at all. Most of it was very negative. We saw double stops with his feet where he was struggling literally to keep up with elite receivers, reaching with improper hands. We also saw struggles to stop versus elite quickness. And that's a problem, especially going into the NFL. You also saw him get stuck on blocks versus run a lot. And you saw lazy pursuit a lot versus a big game. So when we go and people ask, well, why is he dropping? Because I'm going to be honest with you. When you're a professional scout, right, and your job is to go report to somebody like Stephen Jones what you honestly see, right, and give an analysis. You can't have no favorites. You can't have no pet cats. You can't be, I like this guy, he was a phenom. Yeah, he was a phenom. Key word was. So like, if we look, and we just being honest, I'm being all the way honest. I don't have no favorites. And I'm gonna talk about what I would want if we was to draft him, what I would want Dallas to do. But you can see, obviously, his last year, he didn't have too much going on because of that foot injury. But his best year was obviously his rookie year, where he had 6 interceptions. But one thing I can tell y'all for sure, Will McClay, they don't look at just 1 year. One of the most important things that he said he does is he want to see continual progressions as you age. And you got to ask yourself, let's be honest, did you see the progression as he got older? So we got more film coming out about this, because I'm gonna also do a comparison. I'm gonna save that for who though. I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison. It's gonna be interesting with Stingley, and it's gonna be his 2020 year. This was 2019. So we go look and we go see and we go ask the question, did he progress? Did he get better? Is he worth us drafting? If we was to draft Stingley, I would say this, and I'm being all the way honest. I see some, just being honest, some prima donna in Buddy. I see somebody that would need to be coached hard because it's a lot of good in him. But if you baby him and you tell him you can do no wrong, you're not gonna get the excellence that you could get out of a player like this. You would have to get on him over the little things, to pursuit, to the ball, getting off those blocks, like stuff that some people might not think is a big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal when a running back breaks. But most of those times the running backs not go break, but I still want to see you doing the right things on each play. Every time, if I want greatness out of you. So if the Dallas Cowboys was to acquire him, I'm not saying from one game he's not worthy, but I'm saying from one big game there are some question marks and some legit ones. So for everybody that's like, oh, he getting hated on, no, I don't think he getting hated on. I think these scouts are looking at the film, and as they look at the film, they have to report back what they honestly see. And based on the injury, based on how he played in big games, you should have question marks, if we just being honest. So we're going to be tackling stuff like this more and more in the Boss Cowboy Guide. Y'all got to get that book, because the ranks, I'm gonna surprise y'all when I really come out with my final ranks. Some of these guys that scouts got, oh, clear top guy, the film don't show me what some of these guys are saying. I see something different, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I got Stingley at the top right now. Likely he not gonna be at the top. I'm telling you, it's some guys right now that I would say are better right now. So y'all continue to support Boss Cowboy Sports. Y'all been doing this, and we really appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all continue to like, share, as well as subscribe to the channel. It's what really makes everything go. And I really appreciate everybody that's been putting in to the Cash App. Y'all been doing that, and y'all been sharing the content. But we gonna be doing more and more content like this as we get prepared for the draft, where we're gonna be doing more and more film breakdowns, because obviously the Boss Cowboy Guide is out, and we really want to do a lot of work with y'all. And we're going to have shows where we're going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to really talk and debate out some of these ranks. Yeah. So that we can have a good assessment of the candidates that can likely reach the Dallas Cowboys. Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter. Y'all stay up, and here we go again. More content coming. Peace.